Hey Rat Bags, it's Jade. Yes, more Grounded hype. We've got another tease and also a new interview with Adam Brennecke from Windows Central. So we're going to go over some of this stuff, talking about pretty much Grounded's journey all the way up to 1.0. So I think it's pretty decent stuff. And if you do happen to play Grounded on other devices than an Xbox or PC, i.e. your phone, you'll be pleased to know that touch controls are going to be coming to Grounded with 1.0. But yeah, the biggest take I've got from this interview today is that Grounded will receive some sort of support post 1.0. So they spoke with Adam Brennecke here, and I'm going to paraphrase quite a lot of it to not waste your time. The interviewer goes on to ask about the success of Grounded, having that 10 million players play it, either via Games Pass or actually just buying the game. Adam says, I don't think anyone was expecting our initial success with Grounded. We were developing something pretty experimental for us at Obsidian Entertainment because we're known for making core fantasy or science fiction RPGs at the studio, so something like Grounded is definitely a big departure for us. We approached it by pushing our creativity but also pushing technology and trying out different things that I've never been able to try before. None of us really expected it to be so successful. I then speak about all the actual benefits that Grounded's had to being part of Xbox, being one of the first to offer the brand new Series X and S upgrades, the smart delivery features, and Adam pretty much says he's pretty proud of the team to be able to, on the Xbox Series platform from day one. It's been really fun being able to work firsthand with the Xbox team. Since they're so agile, we can really just say, hey, let's see if we can integrate some of these new things and take advantage of the platform as much as they can. And it's definitely shown. I've always thought Grounded was a beautiful game. Like, it had some nice atmosphere in it in terms of the lighting. But when they did do the recent update that launched it better with Series X and S, it really took it to like another level. And then obviously most recently, again, there was another update where it just had some gorgeous more effects and lighting added to it. So yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about how they've took advantage of being part of the Xbox family, the accessibility group, which Grounded have really broken ground with in terms of the stuff they've done, whether it's dealing with arachnophobia, making the obviously spiders into dumplings, or the whole host of different options you can do, like turning different colours off, adding different ways to pick up items to make it easier. Just so much accessibility, more than any other game I've ever seen, let alone in early access. So apparently the Xbox user research group is very good with that stuff, and they give them pretty much a ton of tips. Adam goes on to say that he's very blessed with the team he's got around him. They've had a lot of fun working together. It's been a really amazing journey working with such talented developers to make something really special. They did start out with 14 members and now they're at 20 developers. So they're still really tiny. I think the thing that was very important to us at the studio was keeping the culture of the team, making sure that we're able to continue working on that success, fleshing out all the ideas that we had and working with the community. He goes on to talk about the passion and why it's pretty impressive compared to, I guess, other game studios. We've had a lot of fun developing Grounded with the community, like being able to put stuff out there, seeing people's reactions, adjust and iterate the content, and just keep expanding the yard. Building the community from something small, making it larger over the course of the early access and game preview has been a lot of fun for me. Adam goes on to say it's cool that other games have now been inspired by Grounded, and it's kind of true. It's definitely borrowed a lot of other ideas from great survival games like The Forest, Ark and more, and Minecraft and stuff, but certainly has had its own fresh stuff going on. The survival genre is still so young. Minecraft was probably one of the first big successes, being able to inspire others and be inspired by others and start really fine-tuning genre. Grounded is kind of like the second generation of survival games. I think it's really cool to see the evolution of these games and see what other ideas people can add to the genre. Adam then goes on to say that pretty much the game is so much fun. People are having fun playing it, we're having fun making it. I think that shows in the work. All the pieces come together and it creates this experience that's all about having fun. So then they speak about the story aspects and how they want it to be different from a majority of other survivor games that focus just on sandbox experience. That story is going to be a big part of it. And obviously because of their experience as a studio concentrated on story-led experiences, then yeah, for 1.0 that's where they're going to deliver, because a big thing at Obsidian Entertainment is story, world building and characters. With the 1.0 update, we're revising, changing and tuning that story, presentation and making sure that all those bits come together in a really satisfying way at the end of the game. All the mysteries that players kind of keyed in on over 2 years, there are a lot of mysteries that were presented, like why are the kids in the yard, who put them there and how the heck are they going to get home. Grounded story is definitely unusual and kind of goes back to experimental stuff. How do you do that multiplayer? How do you make it a satisfying narrative? It's something that we've been working on to make sure that we can play through in co-op and that all players are having fun with the game. We learned a lot of lessons through the development of Grounded about what works and what doesn't work because it's kind of new to us at Obsidian. But I do also talk about the environment and just having fun without the story, just actually surviving and building. We want the player to tell their own story. That's one of the reasons why we want to have this living, breathing yard. All these insects are actually doing their own thing. You can encounter, battle, or 2 insects fighting each other on insect hunting for food, and you might follow them and see where they go. All these kinds of things organically happen. I think that's super powerful. That's really shareable, and it's something that of a unique experience to yourself. Even when I play, I encounter stuff that a design team put in, like the little side dungeon areas for the very first time. There's a lot of small story that those designers can tell in those small dungeons. One of my favourite examples is this, a little side story about a hamster that the Tully family had. If you're paying attention to a lot of the visual storytelling clues, you can walk through what happened to this hamster. We have a little gravestone out there for Dan the hamster. You can really put together the Tully family and who these people are that own this place. Adam's then asked about unsettling encounters, like everything's great and then all of a sudden you run into something that's pretty, horrific. Like the spiders are pretty terrifying, there's lots of other creatures out there. It's definitely got more of a, I would say, an edge to it than other kind of, I suppose, kid-friendly games. And obviously Grounded, I don't think it's going to be a kid-friendly game as such. I'm sure it'd probably be rated teen, but you get the idea. Like the emphasis on the art and stuff, you'd assume it'd be quite kid friendly. Adam says that the atmosphere is very intentional. It's one of those things that we talk about in the team. We have a couple names for them, but most of the time we call them spook zones, where we want to create these horrifying moments because that creates the tension that you need to make a cool experience. And those memorable moments, we have the broodmother den, for example, or some of those spider dens. We want to create that contrast between being out there in the beautiful yard with lots of green and cool looking insects that you can see from a unique perspective, because you need those moments of beauty and serenity to really make that contrast feel emotional. And this is, I guess, what we really here for. What's going to happen post 1.0? Is Grounded going to receive new content? I've been saying it for months and there's absolutely no danger of this. You can't be having an animated TV show about your game, your first game to come out in a franchise, I guess, and then not be thinking about the future. Adam has said though that we're really excited about having the entire yard finished, being able to finish the storyline of Grounded and share that with the rest of the world. Been working on it for a long time. The team's really looking forward to seeing people's reactions to the entire world and storyline that they've made with Grounded. When pressed a little bit more about their post-launch plans, Adam said, right now we're 100% focused on 1.0. We want to make sure that the best experience possible. We'll see what happens after 1.0. I would love to continue work on Grounded as long as people are playing it and enjoying it. I know there are so many ideas that the team has and the community has for how to improve Grounded. We've seen a lot of success with our previous titles with post-launch support, so I'm sure we're going to be continuing to work on Grounded. So yes, not 100% confirmation, but it seems pretty nearly there for me. Whether that'll be updates, whether it'll be paid DLC, which I wouldn't have a problem spending money on. I think the full game has shown that absolutely the value is there in supporting them further. And then it just goes to talk about new players joining, yada yada yada, all the new stuff that's been added, the whole upper yard, lots of breadcrumbs in the game to follow. And yeah, he pretty much finishes off here a little bit by saying, even if you're not a survival fan, just check it out. They've got ways that you can change and adjust the game modes and stuff. Or if you just want to play the game on your own terms without the storyline, you can do that too. So there we go. Not a huge amount of new stuff, but it's still just nice to see what Adam thinks about Grounded's 1.0 release. And yeah, I'm taking that to say that we're definitely going to get some sort of support or content in the future. Now, devs have shown off the next little picture of the teasers they've been doing, and you can clearly see now we've got the full cage. It definitely is going to be in that upper ponds area where the upper pond is right now. It's still hard to tell though whether or not it's going to be actual water in there or whether or not it's going to be a dry moat. That's what I'm kind of getting. With the rocks behind it, clearly some sort of gap here. We just don't know if there's going to be water in that upper pond anymore. Obviously with the devs confirming, yesterday in my last video I told you guys about that there won't be any leeches, maybe water striders like that in the full release or ever. They've pretty much cancelled them plans. Then they may not actually have any creatures in the upper yard. In terms of the upper yard pond at least anyway. And yeah, is it something we're going to be able to build in? Will we be able to still gather the resources? I'm still not sure if that's going to be slime or something different. Is that going to be a new component of Grounded, or is it simply just part of this structure? If you're someone that maybe doesn't own an Xbox or a PC, PlayStation nubs out there, then absolutely you will be able to try Grounded out. If you can hook up a decent sized, I would say, tablet or phone, you can try it now with touchscreen controls enabled. It's obviously going to be part of the cloud, so you will be able to get it if you just sign up to Xbox Games Pass. So as long as you've got a good internet connection as well, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on your tablet. And that's a big undertaking. Not every game can be optimized for this kind of thing. So the fact that, again, Grounded is taking full advantage of that and coming as part of that update, you will be able to play it on your phone with touchscreen controls. So there we go, guys. I'll be back once we get more full reveals, I will go through it all. We'll probably take one more look at it tomorrow to really confirm some stuff, and if there's any more news, of course I'll deliver it to you. Obviously I've been working on guides to get you in the zone, but I am getting to the point now where I don't know if stuff is really going to change or not. I've been assuming that some of the early stuff in the game won't change, but of course if it does, I will let you guys know. So now it will be more about videos about what I think the new players need to know about Grounded, or some of the mistakes that I've learned over the years. But yeah, super excited about launch. I'm still debating whether or not to stream the day before or actually on the day to do my charity stream. I've still got them bags of bugs to eat. So yeah, it's either going to be the day before or on launch day. But I'll let you guys know, and I'll see you at bags later.